And welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. Well, the primaries are just about 3 months away. The end of May, you'll be able to vote for your Republican or Democratic candidates for some pretty heavy-duty offices in the state of Alabama. And today we're very happy to have with us Lindy Blanchard, and you are a candidate for the governor.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't get any higher than that in Alabama.
It does not.
unless you're going for the president of the United States.
That's true.
But so basically, what we want to be able to tell our viewers is when you're looking at a lot of the candidates running, education is a hot topic.
Very much
and
so.
Everybody seems to think, we hear the term, if I heard it another time, I'd probably scream, we are dead last, dead last, dead last. Well, and there's always, thank God for Mississippi.
It has been.
But what's broke about education in Alabama, do you think?
Well, first of all, I've educated 7 children in this state, and then you add myself.
I'm going to give you the blessing for that.
And we've run the gamut.
Mm-hmm.
Public, private, homeschool, and then partnered with charter school.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you the one unifying thing in education that has made the worst difference is Common Core. You see the states that have quickly jumped out of Common Core and their ratings start to improve. So the first thing I would do as governor is focus on getting rid of Common Core and start looking at the issues from the top down. You and I have discussed previously that we have the funding in the state, and as a businesswoman, if funding's sitting there in a business and the business is not being run well, it doesn't matter how much money you throw at that business. It's not going to succeed unless it's running well. So we need to look at our education system on how we can go back to when I was educated, the basics.
Yes.
Basic math.
Right.
I'm a mathematician. I got a degree from Auburn, and I have a minor in computers, and my children came to me and asked me when they were in the 6th or 7th grade to help them with this math equation, and I did it. And they said, Mom, that's not the right way.
Oh, no, yeah.
And so
you have to use the new math.
You have to use the Common Core math, which was, it's ridiculous. And we just need to go back to basics.
For a lot of our viewers, because a lot of our viewers are older,
yes.
We have a senior audience here, they may not know, what does Common Core really mean in just a few words?
Common Core, let's just take the math sections, because we're discussing math. It wants you to learn several different ways on how to handle one problem. So you might say, how do you add 40 plus 60 and get 100? And so they're going to show you different ways to do that. You bring the 40 up to 50, the 60 down to 50, and then you have two 50s. It's things like that. And it's so it's not one exact way to accomplish one exact problem. And you have to have the basis.
Doesn't work in a grocery store.
No. And so we are educating children to learn how not to be able to do quick math because they're having to think in their head 5 different ways they could accomplish one problem. And that's why we need to get back to basics and have that basic math first. Hey, our astronauts in the U.S. and in Huntsville, all the people that are, our age, that's what we were educated on.
Yes,
so
indeed.
It was good enough for the astronauts and good enough for...
Got you there and home.
Got you there and home, to the moon and back. So
that's right.
We need to stick with it.
That's right. So in my thought, education is too top-heavy, dollars-wise and staff-wise. And when you get right down into the classroom, the child suffers.
They do. And the teachers suffer as well.
Well, that's because the teachers are not paid well enough.
They have not been paid well. We do not give them the resources they need, and especially right now during COVID, there are a lot of different issues that arise, and mostly mental health, because these students are going in and out of online education, back into the classroom education. The teachers have not been prepared for that, to do the bounce back and forth, and it's daunting for a child to not have that stability.
Good. Another term that our viewers hear a lot and they ask me about is this term critical race theory. Just simply to let them know, what is it and does it have a place in education?
Critical race theory has no place in our education system. I'm a mom of several different ethnic groups.
Yes.
And we have in our family a saying that we all look alike, and we tease about it when we really don't. And so I'm that governor and parent that would walk in and say, this is divisive. This critical race theory pits one race against another. Anytime you say that one is an oppressor and one is being oppressed, that is not how I want my children to see the different races in our family, much less how I want anyone else's children to learn in that environment. We need to bring people together.
Right, rather than
not
divisive.
Separate, not divisive.
Because it becomes a divisive thing.
It's very divisive.
That's right. A child in Alabama right now, if he graduates from school, is he prepared just to live a regular life? No matter what career path he takes, are we preparing him for that? Are we failing?
Unfortunately, we're failing our
Yes.
children, and that's why I decided to jump into this race. Being a mom of 7 and living in Alabama my whole life, I want my children and your children and grandchildren to have what we had growing up, and that is a good, solid foundation of an education. And it didn't matter where we lived. The zip code did not determine our level of education.
Right.
And that is what I'm focused on.
Lindy, we tell our viewers all the time, we've had this interview, but if they want to know more about you, what do they have to do to find out more
Just
about
go
you?
to my website, blanchardforgovernor.com,
Okay.
and you can find anything you'd like to know about me.
Okay, and it's very easy to do. I've been to the website, even got one of these in the mail that tells a little bit about you, but we pulled a few more things out.
Yes, sir.
And just remember this, do your homework. When there's candidates out there, find out first and foremost what's in their heart, what they believe, and how they're going to move everyone forward in the state of Alabama. And we'll be right back right after this.